We have very different personalities, and I think that's what makes the chemistry of the band.
Yeah, you made it to the 10th anniversary album, if I can say so. Do you see it maybe that is the 10th now with all the things that happened and the personal things and the finishing of the whole... is this for you one of the most special ones, or can you not say that?
No, it's just the next album.
Yeah? Okay, yeah. No, then we don't have to put a bigger... the title, or was there... yeah, the title, is that after the album was completed, you made up the title?
Album title?
Yes.
Yeah, the album title is always like the last thing to happen. Usually it's based on the culmination of whatever the lyrics, you know, kind of give out. So the title this time around, I think it really tied together all the different lyrical themes in this album. It's dealing with death and, you know, near-death experiences and accidents and all these situations that are, you know, like black clouds in life. But, you know, the expression is that every cloud has a silver lining, and that's, you know, you could look at the glass as half empty or half full, and that's kind of what this title is. It's all about how you perceive any situation. Any negative situation could be looked at optimistically, and you could turn it around and somehow grow from the experience.
Do you think each one of the band members is equally positive when it comes to that? Because that can be a personal thing as well?
Well, not necessarily. I mean, we're definitely 5 very different personalities in this band. You can't look at any of us and say that we're the same type of person just because we're in the same band. I mean, my personality is 180 degrees opposite from John Mayung's personality, which is opposite from James and Jordan, and really we have very different personalities, and I think that's what makes the chemistry of the band. If you were to take any of those personalities out, suddenly everything would change. You know, some people wonder, you know, John Mayung is so quiet, and he doesn't, you know, he's not writing lyrics anymore, and he's not doing that. That's part of the chemistry. You know, he chooses to be quiet and introverted, and if we suddenly had this extroverted bass player that wanted to, you know, rattle things up, it would change the chemistry and ruin the chemistry. I think it's that chemistry of the 5 personalities, some of which are stronger than others, some of which are loud, some of which are quiet. I mean, it's that chemistry that makes us what we are.
But do you think everyone, they aren't locked in that position? You think the personality that they present in the band is really how they are, you think, or
I think so. Everybody is very much themselves in this band and comfortable with themselves. Yeah.
Okay, and well, over the years, 20 years, yeah, all musical virtuosos in a way. Have you maybe throughout the career found that you all also progressed with the same interest in music to still to go into the same direction together? Because that's
individually, you mean?
Yeah, well, that you shared the same goal, that you wanted to continue this road of progressive metal.
I think collectively we all still have a common vision of what the Dream Theater sound and style is. I don't think there's ever been a debate on that. I think even though individually all of us kind of listen to different things, I mean, I'll listen to death metal stuff, and some of the other guys will be listening to classical, and some of the other guys will be more commercial pop music. So individually we kind of all go our separate ways, but when we come together, I think we know what is expected from Dream Theater, and we stay focused on that.
I saw your top 10 lists on the website. It was, of the CDs actually, was pretty metal orientated. Is that that's what you really listen to and gives you the inspiration maybe?
I mean, I have diverse taste. I'm the biggest metalhead in the band, but I also have a huge classic rock influence. You know, Pink Floyd and The Who and the Beatles and Zeppelin. That's a huge part of my background. I'm into prog, old school prog, like Gentle Giant and King Crimson and Genesis, but I also love Opeth and Slayer and, you know, Sepultura. So my taste is very, very broad. You know, if you look at my top 10 list, it'll range from the Beastie Boys to, you know, Bloodbath.